Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kariana. I'm a cash budgeter living in South Korea, and today we just got paid. So if you'd like to see how I budget my paycheck using US dollars and Korean won, please stick around. I do all of my budgeting digitally. I keep it on my iPad and I use the app GoodNotes. So I'm using a template that I created in Canva, and this is the paycheck budget. So I will fill out two of these every month, one for the first paycheck of the month and one for the second. And I'll go in and I'll just fill out the budgeted portion. And when our income actually comes in, that's when I will fill in the actual column. So to start off my budget, I always calculate for what I call the rollover. We have two bank accounts. One holds bill money and another holds a buffer. So we would use that buffer account if we ever have to swipe our card for anything that we may not have budgeted in cash. So the way you calculate the rollover is you take the amount that is in your bank account, subtract the paycheck, and that is your rollover. So in our instance, we were over budget $5.32, but it is okay because our paycheck actually came out to be more than what I budgeted for. So we'll fill that in the rollover. And then the paycheck will be your paycheck amount. And your total will just be the sum of all of those numbers. And that should be what is in your bank account. So next we'll go down to my bills. Some of these bills are paid in Korean won. So what I like to do is I'll just go highlight them. This just helps me keep track of how much money I will have to actually convert to won later. So this is 180, 550, and 300. Even though they are paid in Korean won, I do budget them in US dollars and then I get them converted. And the rest of these bills are the bills that will be in that bill account. They are all on auto pay. I don't put an exact amount here just because I'd rather create a buffer in that account to cover any time a bill may have changed without us knowing than to just short ourselves. So now I'm going to add up all of those. And we get $13.70. And you'll subtract that amount from your top total. So now what we have for our wallet and our cash envelopes is $13.55.08. So the same way that I have some bills coming out in won up top, I have some envelopes in my wallet that I have in won. So I'm going to go and highlight those. And now we'll fill out the actual side. So my husband will get $100. I will get 90. I normally get 100, but I decided to take $10 out of my allowance and move it to my savings. Georgiana will get 20. Spending gets 30. Gas will get 50. Groceries will get 200. And Korean groceries will get 200. It may look like we spend a lot in groceries in a paycheck, but our daughter is still in diapers, so a lot of that money goes towards diapers and wipes. And then we have tolls. And last is our buffer. Normally I like to keep $100 in the buffer just for any time we may need to swipe the card, but I do have to make a couple purchases that I need to cover, so my buffer is going to be a lot more than what it normally is. And on top of that, I do take the cents that are left over up top and just put that in my buffer. So I'm going to do $220.08. And now I'm going to total all that. and that is $920.08. And we'll subtract that number from the top leftover. And we're left with $435 that we can use in our cash envelope binders. So I know $435 is less than what I originally budgeted for, but I was expecting that given that I had to put more money into my buffer. But we'll start off with the Army envelope. So this is for my husband's haircuts. We'll subtract 25. Anniversary gets 0. We already had our anniversary this year, so come January, we'll start budgeting for it then. Birthdays will get 25 because my husband's birthday is at the end of the month. Gifts will get 0. This one is more for like friends and family, whereas birthdays is more for myself, my husband, and my daughter. Christmas will get 0 just because we have less. Hosting, clothing, car maintenance, volleyball, Hoshi, and eating out will all get 0. Miscellaneous will get 0. Joint savings will get its 200. Georgiana savings will get its 100. I will get my $10. And my husband's savings gets 0. Both of our savings comes from our allowance. Vacation will get 50. Medical, dream cars, wedding, home, and home gym will all get 0s. And emergency will just get the remaining 25. While investments and my business binder get 0. So now I'm going to add all of these up. And that is the $435 that I got down here. Since we have no money left over, I'm not going to put anything to extra debt. So now we're going to go down to my cash breakdown. I'm going to pull all of the categories that will get money stuffed into them and their amounts, and then I'll be back so that we can do the denominations. Okay, so I've already brought all of that over, and now we're going to add up these amounts, and that's going to be how much we're going to withdraw from the bank. $19.75. Normally when I do my breakdowns, I do like to be as simplified as possible, but some of them I will break it down just a little bit more. So convert to won gets 12 100s, a 50, and 2 20s. Gas, I actually split that up as if it were 2 different payments. So 2 40s, 2 5s. Groceries will get 4 50s. Army and birthdays will each get a 20 and a 5. Joint savings will get 2 100s. Georgiana will get 1. My savings will get a 10. Vacation will get a 50. And emergency will get a 20 and a 5. So I have 15 100s, 6 50s, 7 20s, 1 10, 5 5s, and 0 1s. So that's 1500 plus 300 plus 140 plus 10 plus 25, and that does get me $19.75. Now that you have this filled out, when you go to the bank and you speak to your teller, you let them know how much you want to withdraw and how much of each denomination you want. So that was it for today's budget with me. I appreciate you guys watching until the end. If you're interested in how I stuff all of my envelopes, that will be the next video. So please like, subscribe, and if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Thanks for watching.